Well, welcome back, besties. Welcome to Monday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I missed you so much. I hope everything is going amazing in your world. If you're in Phoenix this weekend, I have shows the 17th or the 18th and 19th at the Stand Up Live. So please come see me because I'm doing a new hour and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've been running it around New York City and I think these jokes are going to be some of the best yet. Are they a little raw? Yeah. Is my heart still kind of on fire? Yeah. But you know what? That's what makes the best comedy, baby. So come see me at Stand Up Live in Phoenix on the 18th and 19th. See you there, besties. Also, real quick, if you guys are not subscribed to my Patreon, come subscribe to the Patreon because the tea over there is piping. And I'm going to catch you guys up on my week over on the Patreon because we had a really great episode this week with my friend Emma Willman, and I want to hop right into that. So please enjoy the episode. Manifesting. And we're manifesting. That's what we're doing this year. What are you manifesting this year?
You know, I haven't had a clear manifestation picture in a while, and I need to get one, but I have a fear about manifesting.
Okay, great.
I'd be curious if you relate to this at all.
Okay.
So I've got a very vivid imagination, I think.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll picture worst case scenarios, and then I get scared that I'm manifesting a worst case scenario. So then I go, I just gotta not even be manifesting because I'll start picturing something really good, but then almost like an intrusive thought, I get this vision. And it's a very, the negative vision is very clear, and then I get scared. So I have kind of taken a break from manifesting.
You abort mission.
Yeah.
I get that. I think one is just anxiety and the other is manifesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I need a new therapist.
Yeah.
Why hasn't she said that?
Yeah. I think manifesting is when you envision the big dream.
Right. But what if the big dream
intrusive thoughts of you being like, no, your beautiful house with your wife is going to burn to the ground. Like that's
anxiety.
That's anxiety.
Well, my anxiety vision is very clear.
Okay, good. So what does that look like?
I'm drunk in Florida, hammered out of my mind. I'm sober too. So it's drunk in Florida, but I'm not sober in this vision. I'm drunk in Florida. I'm at this dive bar and I'm watching the TV and I turn to the person next to me who doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And they're like, and I go, I could have been something. And then I just smashed my head into the bar. And then I go, give me another one. And they go,
Maraschino cherries go flying everywhere.
And they're like, your card doesn't work. And I go, fuck.
Yeah.
That's do you have a scary?
You have no money, no
money, no nothing.
No friends.
In Florida for some God knows reason, which I even like Florida.
Watching cable TV. No, that's a dark day.
It's a dark day.
That's a dark day.
Do you have
I actually saw that exact thing happen to a very famous comedian.
Really?
I was in South Carolina with my ex's family, and we were at lunch, and it was dead. There was no one in there. It's this beach bar.
Yes.
No one in there except for us. And then I look at the bar.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
I know that person.
Is that? I'm going to say it and bleep it. Nick Swardson.
No.
That's
years
so
ago.
Sad. This was years ago. And by himself, slouched over, red-faced, watching the TV in the corner of the bar, just hammered
That's
drunk.
So sad.
And I was like, it was one of those moments where I had been newly sober at the time, and I was like, oh, that's God showing me what it can look like if you don't stop, because that is a wildly famous and successful person sitting alone, day drinking at a bar with nobody.
So talented. And also it's talking about something of your own design just there. It's these outside things weren't making them happy. Yeah. And then there they are at the same place as you. I had a similar thing where it felt like a sign from the universe when I first stopped drinking. I was in a relationship with someone and we went to their grandmother. Her grandmother had passed away. So we went to the grandmother's house to clear stuff out. And she goes, my aunts are twins. And she was like, one thing you should know about them, they both went to rehab at the same time. And one of them, when they got out of rehab, went to an AA meeting, and the other one went and got high. The aunt that got high was the one that opened the door. Because it was whoa. It was
just a human tornado. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Chaos. She's screaming. She's red.
She's got a fucking cigarette in her hair.
In the hair, in the mouth, in her nose, out of it. And then the sober one came with coffees for everybody and was together. And I remember, and I was lying to that person. She didn't know that because I was back and forth with recovery. She didn't know that I was thinking of getting sober.
Right.
More. And so that was such I guess it felt like a moment of clarity, like a God shot.
Yeah. No, totally.
Were you always comfortable with the language of saying like God
No.
and higher? Okay.
No, that was actually the thing that made me not want to go to AA.
Real, because I appreciate that you say it. Because in New York City, a lot of times people don't say, "Oh, I felt God in this moment." Which is fair. You know, we each have our own proclivities, but I appreciate it when people feel comfortable enough with their spirituality to use those phrases.
At this point, there's something bigger than me at work, and it's easy to call it God.
Yeah,
it's just easy. It's a shortcut. If you don't think it's God, if you think it's the universe, if you think it's the planets, if you think it's Saturn's
100%.
rings, whatever you fucking think it is, I don't really care. I'm calling it God.
Totally.
Because there's something greater at play always, you know?
It's like the words were man-made, but we're trying to get at something that's bigger than made by humans. Mm-hmm. And for me, that placeholder feels like something that rings true. So then I'll say, God, higher power, like whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. What was one of your like rock bottoms?
Oh God. Oh my God.
Or even like something that should have been a rock bottom that you didn't think was a rock bottom and you just kept going.
You know, it's so recently I felt like I had a rock bottom.
You're like this podcast. You're like this podcast.
I had a rough morning.
It's my rock bottom.
I had what felt like a rock bottom the other week. So it's like the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
But that was more like a digestive rock bottom.
Okay.
But it was so bad. I feel like it kind of bumps out like problems that I would say rock bottom sobriety wise was like just, I mean, when I look back at pictures of myself, I'm so unhappy, so unhealthy, so.
Did you get the chin bloat?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I had horrible chin bloat. Like I didn't even have a chin
bloat. What is that?
It's just alcohol sitting right here.
Yeah,
it's like a camel's. It's like a camel's hump
waiting
for alcohol
in case you need to dip in. You got your tequila right here. You just go, it pops into your mouth. You go, thank God. Thank God.
This flight was getting too long.
I did used to get that. Yeah, exactly. Why are they going like this? We're trying to get the last booze out. I had that so bad, and I was just, but it was like so many things interconnected. Like I had no idea how to like regulate my nervous system, no idea how to deal with life.
Did you figure that out?
You know, Brittany, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Here's what I was hoping
you know. No. But, and I was trying back then too, but it's like you don't know what you don't know. So at least now I have some sense of like clues and stuff, but no.
Yeah, no.
But it's like, you know, I'm more grateful than I ever was. Doesn't mean, and so I do feel
that
happier.
does change everything.
It does change everything.
It changes everything, and I hate it so much that it changes everything.
An attitude of gratitude.
It's just blow my fucking brains out.
I couldn't agree more. How annoying is it that being hydrated, taking a freaking walk,
journaling,
breathing,
getting some sunshine, meditating.
I'm out there
pausing while agitated. Pausing while agitated has not been my strength this year.
I struggle.
But my God, is it good when I do it.
But would you say that you're better at it than you were in the past?
Yeah, but this year's been a little bit of a slippery slope. I've done a little backsliding this year.
It's so hard.
Because there's the instant gratification in the moment of being like, I'm fucking big dog.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you about yourself and fuck you. But there's long-term gratification in being calm, cool, and collected, which, I mean, why do I need long-term gratification if I don't want to be here long-term?
I hear you and I feel you, but also we got to reroute that. Right. But also then we're told to keep things in the day. So it's like, how am I supposed to plan long-term? And I'm supposed to do it 24 hours at a time.
If right now it feels good to be big dog.
You don't have an age you want to live towards? Like you don't have like a...
No, I mean, I went to a psychic the other day and they told me horrible news, which is that I have a long and healthy lifeline.
Oh, good.
No, that's horrible news for me.
Really?
I really thought I wasn't going to make it past 30.
30,
and unfortunately I'm 7 years past the barometer. So
but could you imagine being like 80 and like
no?
But it's also one thing that seems
so my tits are already sagging too much.
You can fix that.
No, we can't.
You can fix it.
What if I get to have a boob job at 80?
If that's something,
actually Jane Fonda looks.
I was just gonna say Jane Fonda does look great.
But she also was exercising 24/7 throughout her entire life.
We also are not Jane Fonda.
This is also not Jane Fonda.
This is true. This is true.
She wasn't a drug addict for 15 years.
Damn. But there are ways now, like if like the fear is like cosmetic stuff, there's stuff we can do. But it's all really expensive. So that's
totally.
It's kind
so
of
we
like
have to make the money.
That's
and
the
this
thing.
Here's the thing. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do this entertainment thing until it sucks the will to live out of my ass, which is 2 years from now.
It's hard. It's really hard.
I'm going to go to the woods or Sedona and
I love Sedona.
Return to the earth. I love Sedona.
I love Sedona.
I'll go
it's so
live
magical.
in a fucking energy vortex, and I'll just like be a old clay lady with no work done and just tits down to my fucking knees. And
I'm struck because I have a similar fantasy.
Yeah.
I say it's so all or nothing, where it's like I'll be like, I'm gonna do entertainment, and then say in like 4 or 5 years I'm going off the grid.
Yeah.
I'm going off the grid.
Yeah, like and off the grid. I mean, like not. I'm gonna have a landline. And if you're lucky, you get that number, but you're probably not going to be too lucky.
It'll be so nice.
There's going to be 4 people with my phone number.
Don't you think you get bored? You just pray all day and cook in your kitchen and have a garden?
I think humans, here's the thing. And I know this to be true because I go on this trip with my dad every summer to Canada where we go off the grid. There's no running water, no electricity. We fish for our food.
Really?
And yeah, it's like a hardcore.
Do you guys do spearfishing or fly fishing?
No, neither. We jig fish.
What's that?
Jig? You just drop a jig down.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, or you can lure. We troll for northerns, but they're not really good to eat. So.
Good for you.
But anyway, what happens is for the first 4 days.
Troll for northerns. You know the lingo.
Troll for northerns. For the first 4 days, your body is riddled with anxiety because you're so used to the overstimulus, the checking the phone, talking to people, getting the notifications, the this, that. So your brain has to rewire. And I'm sure it takes more than 4 days, but my experience on this trip is that it takes 4 days and then your body starts to calm down and you get on a sleep schedule with the sun. And like circadian if you rhythm. Allow yourself to pull yourself out of the mat, and it's a myth, it's a rumor. I've heard of the circadian.
I've heard of it. I believe. I 100% believe though.
I am a believer of it.
It makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's logical. But then the last 3 days, I never feel better. The entire year. The last 3 days of the trip are the best 3 days of my entire year. Every year I go because I have returned to how humans are supposed to exist. Like we're not supposed to exist flooded with technology and terror and fear mongering and all the stimulus in the street in the world. Like that's not how we're supposed to exist. So I do think I would be bored for probably a month. I would genuinely have to get rid of my phone.
Yes. That's the huge culprit there.
And then I would have to still have purpose.
Yes.
Like I would have to be writing or creating or being artistic in some capacity. I would still have to have purpose because that's the thing that moves you forward in life. But I don't think I would be bored.
It's also and boredom is such a weird word too, because like I love having nothing, and boredom to me, when I am scrolling, that's me. I hate using the word bored because it's like, ugh, like who are you? But that's me fighting. It's boredom, but it's like a fear almost of where my mind will go when I'm not just having these like constant inputs. And it's okay. When I don't do it, then I feel great. And there's a moment of panic, and then I just kind of release it. But I mean, I'm addicted to my phone. When you said you were going to do a 30-day no social media, the first thing I did, and we were texting about that, the first thing I did, I went on social media almost because I went 30 days no social media. Yeah. Like I needed a hit in reaction to that. So I'm really addicted. But I truly also believe that all of that, our brains are not made to filter a cat video, a sciatica video, and then like my algorithm now is like hunting down pedophiles.
Yeah, great. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But it's like sciatica video, boom, pedophile, boom, pedophile, mini pancakes. Like it's so
it's too much. Well, and I've taken substantial social media breaks before.
How long?
Like 60 days, 90 days. Yeah. Like, because I have a social media girl that runs my stuff.
So then you don't have to post.
And when I was going through my divorce, I was having a really tough time mentally. And I just was like, I need a break because it was a weird time in my life where my career was blowing up. Like my clips were going crazy. And then my personal life was a mess.
Isn't that the way sometimes?
Always.
Isn't that the way? And were you sober then?
Yes.
Yep.
But it was just so painful for people to like judge me, my looks, my relationship, whatever, on top of what I was already going through. So I was like, I don't need this. I got off. And then an interesting thing happens when you stop doing the let me go look, because that will happen like 16.
Let me go look.
What
a lie.
16 to 20 times a day.
Yep.
I'll be, let me go look.
Let me just check.
Yeah.
Well, I need to see how my clip, because people go, I say I haven't taken social media. They go, well, you have to for work. I go, that's not what I'm talking about.
No.
I can post and get up. I have hired social media people too. I'm still just as addicted to it.
Yeah.
It's let me go look.
Let me go look.
Let me take a check.
And then also your life disappears.
Sure
it's
does.
like, because you look and you're like, oh, I was on my phone for 6 hours. Do the math, how many days that was this year. Like, I'm like, we are giving our lives away to these things. So when I have taken the breaks, I feel so much better, so much more centered, so
Free.
much more whatever. And then I get back on it. and it almost feels foreign. Like, especially Instagram.
It's like eating chemicals.
Yeah, it's like alcohol, actually.
Yes.
Like, drinking alcohol can feel so normal and needed and necessary when you're doing it. And then when you stop for a while and you start again, you taste the poison.
Yes. Have you had it where you've accidentally taken a sip of something?
Yes. So when I was in San Tropez, I ordered this drink. No, I ordered this drink. Yes,
yeah.
like very recently. I ordered this drink. They had a strawberry non-alcoholic drink on the menu. Obviously, there's a language barrier. So I said to him, I was like, I want the strawberry non-alcoholic drink. And he was like, what? And I was like, the strawberry no alcohol drink. I said, like, everyone at the table heard me say no alcohol.
Real emphasis on the no alcohol.
No alcohol.
Real emphasis
3
on
times.
the no, matter of fact.
3 times. He comes, he puts the drink down. I take a drink because I'm thirsty.
Right.
It was so,
You do a gulp.
we were there during the heat wave. It was like 95 degrees. And
Gulp
it was
and a swallow.
A gulp and a swallow. And it was mezcal, which is the worst liquor in the world. Like, to me, I'm like, yeah, it's like that smoky tequila. I'm like, I don't know what it tastes like. You mixed an ashtray with tequila. And I'm just like, who is this even for? Like,
now I know actually what you're talking about.
As an avid drinker.
Offended.
Hate this.
Yeah, one thing, offended, rude.
And then it was so funny because one of the girls that I was with, she's a lawyer, and she's like, we can make a really big deal out of this.
Love to have one of those around.
Love to have a lawyer around. She's like, this is a really big problem. Like, you're sober. You said no alcohol 3 times. We all heard it. And I'm like,
did you freak? Were you like, bleh?
No, I just put it down and I was like, there's alcohol in that. I needed the other drink. I wasn't going to make a big deal out of it, but like, it was so disgusting to me that I was like,
yes.
Like, afterwards I was like,
that's good you didn't, because I have had it twice. One time I didn't freak, but it was because I was at this like event and there was and it was that time was a little less jarring because there was a drink that looked just like mine and I like just kind of like grabbed it and I didn't do a big gulp. That's what it was. The other time I think I was in Spain and I went to one of like a prefixed menu and it was the dessert said something liqueur or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, how much liqueur is in this? And they were like, none, 0, it's cooked off. And I was like, great. And I was like, just again, I was like, because I don't drink, I have an allergy. They're like, none, 0, great, whatever. Great. So I take a bite of it, and I don't know how much was in it, but the flavor was potent. So it shocked me. So I take it, I do a bite and a swallow, and then I go, ah! Being like, I have a flair.
The drama.
I don't think I'm dramatic, but I've heard that as feedback. So I do it, I go, ah! And then now that I'm remembering it, I go, that had alcohol in it, that had alcohol in it, that had alcohol in it. And I go, and they were like, someone ran over, goes, everything okay? And I go, I have an allergy. I had that. Next thing you know, I'm going to be doing crack in a dumpster. And my girlfriend was like, and I've never done crack before, but it was just like where my mind went. But tonight's the night.
The rum cake got us to crack in a dumpster, baby.
Call the dealer.
I
lost it. And then I went.
Like, I'm going to be doing crack in a dumpster and I'm going to fuck a dude.
100%.
It's going to be a weird time.
Give me that dick and give me some. There better be crack in it. Yeah. They're like, Jesus. And I ran to the bathroom. I tried to make myself throw up.
Oh.
And it couldn't.
Okay.
And I was
you are like drama.
I was very jarred.
Yeah, I
was
it.
taken
I understand.
back.
Yeah, scared.
And scared. That's the word. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I also I had done the emphasis. I said, how much?
Yeah. That's the frustrating thing when you're like, no, and then they're like, alcohol.
Exactly. And then they go,
how about
got
alcohol?
It, drink, and I was so I was scared.
But also,
I was scared.
Also, I think European cultures are so like laissez-faire about booze.
So the person came out and they go, oh, there's no alcohol, only amount. I don't know what accent I'm doing, but it's like
only the amount the
is it only an amount a child would have,
right?
And I went, oh, and I was like, well, I'm a child with a drinking problem, and they were kind of like, what? And then they comped the whole thing, and we were like, oh, okay, because it was just like a really fancy restaurant too. So then after that, no matter how, if something I'm wronged in any way like that, it takes such. That was a really nice customer service thing. I love like kind of good customer service.
Yeah.
Like I was at a hotel room. I think this was like maybe a year ago. I'm in bed drinking coffee, watching the TV. And it was the afternoon. I checked in. I'm getting ready for the show, drinking coffee in bed. And I want to say maybe a 13-year-old girl unlocks it and opens the door. She looks at me. I look at her and I go, ho! Whoa! And then she closes it and I get up and I go, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
So I called down and I go, hey, I was like, someone with a key that was not
worked.
A key that worked.
Yeah.
Someone with a key that worked that was a 13-year-old girl. I said, God forbid I was a 75-year-old man in here jerking off.
You're like, God forbid my alter ego was out, which is who I am on the inside.
Right. Yeah. That was right where my mind
God forbid my friend Harvey was in here.
God forbid I was here with Harvey.
Yeah, trying to get a role.
Yeah, you know, he's jerking off all over the place.
Yeah.
I said, God forbid, you know, I was a Satanist was in here doing a satanic ritual. We don't know anything could be happening. And
I could be doing a blood ritual right now.
You don't know
spraying a baby's blood all over the wall, and now this girl's life is fucked up forever because I'm a bad person.
I watch way too much true crime. Yeah. I watch way too much true crime.
God forbid I'm slitting a baby's throat.
But that's where my brain goes, because I'm like, I'm in bed drinking coffee, but you know what I mean? Like, people are crazy. Yeah, not me.
Yeah, no,
but people are
just
crazy.
Your brain.
And they go, oh, we're so sorry, Miss Woman. Would you like do you like coffee? And
yeah,
I said,
do you want a coffee?
I said, yeah, I do. And they said, well, we'll have a fresh pot of coffee for you in the morning, and any other coffees you have tonight are on us. I said, thank you so much. Bye. So it just takes a little bit of customer service. So
I don't think a coffee cuts it on that one.
I know, that's what someone else said. They said you should ask for more.
Yeah.
But it's like, it was so quick that, and I was, I
know. You really wanted a coffee.
I did want more coffee. Yeah. But that is a big one, like having someone just open
the door.
And it was like a Hilton.
That's happened to me before. I went at Resorts World in Vegas, and my friend Claudia got there before I got there, and Claudia like got in and set everything up, and then just like a fucking bachelorette party came in and was like,
that's crazy.
But they had the key, and I was just like, "What in the Sam Hill's going on
What in the
here?
Sam Hill? That's part of why you get go to a hotel, because you're like,
you're not going to fuck it up.
How is that not popping up in the computer?
Yeah. This episode of Talkin' Schmitt is brought to you by Berber Hair Oil. Berber Hair Oil is my bitch lover. I just did a treatment last night, and then I got a blowout today. And listen, is my hair where it used to be? Still no. But you know, sometimes it takes 3 fucking years to grow your hair out after your extensions rip it out. But it's doing good. It's feeling healthy. It's glossy. It's shiny. It's stronger than ever. I notice all the hair growth at the root. If you get the derma roller, do the oil twice a week if you can. It is just such a yummy little treatment for yourself. Like just a moment to be like, I love you, head and brain and everything that's under my hair. I love you. So use my code BRITT, BRITT at Berber.com for 15% off your first order, and enjoy. And if you guys are loving that product, DM me, because I love it so much and I just want us all to be on the same journey together. Also, one other announcement. If you guys have been doing Artist Way with me, I know we're taking a 2-week break. I'm sorry, let's call it summer break. We're going to come back next week. I promise. I frankly, my vocabulary app popped up. My vocabulary app. You guys will do word of the week right now just because it just popped up. Also, some of you guys on the Patreon have been kicking my ass in Scrabble, and that's really hurting my feelings. I'm going to get into that more on the Patreon, but right now let's do word of the week, because a lot of people are like, you need to bring it back because you're stupid. I can't, of course, it's a word I can't even say. Abnegation. Denial to confront. Denial of... Jesus. Am I okay? No, I'm not okay. Abnegation, denial of comfort to oneself. Abnegation. We remix it like a DJ. Abnegation. Chicka chicka yeah, boon. A gift or a blessing. I like that one. Omniscient, knowing everything. The opposite of me. I don't know shit. All right, you guys. I hope you enjoy this episode. I love you so much. And join the Patreon, because I'm telling you the tea. And I'm going to be honest, it's not scalding, but it's like way above room temp this week. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Do you like Vegas? Because I love Vegas.
I hate Vegas.
Really?
But I have been so many times, because I used to live in LA.
Okay.
And I went
a
lot, and I did like a lot of ho shit out there.
Okay, so
and then I also did like, it's not even that. It's just like I've done it to the absolute zenith. Like I have been in the penthouse on Molly with, you know, the people, like doing the thing. I have
You've had
done
the most
it
Vegas
to
experiences.
the max.
And also I could imagine that type of place, that vibe, when you're doing that version of Vegas, it's so fake, because Vegas is already so fake.
Yeah.
It's so fake. So if you're doing that, it's just like so artificial.
But I've done like every version of it, because I've also been back
Vegas.
Sober. I haven't done it. Like my ex was a gambling addict, so we went a few times, and like I don't like losing money. I don't like gambling. Casino culture. I don't really love the shows. I just don't really care. I just don't think it's a city for me. I'm at the place with Vegas now. I will not go back unless I'm getting paid.
So my Vegas experience was like so alternate. That's what I was picturing, right? So I'm like, oh, I don't like Vegas. Like, I don't know about this. So I get there. When was the first time I went to Vegas? I think it was the Comedy Cellar has a room in Vegas.
Okay. They
And
did.
They did.
I
They
did
still
their
do.
last, what?
They still have that room. They still have a room in Vegas. They've got a whole.
There was, I didn't, there's another club that was a shoot off of something. Maybe it was
Yes.
Comedy Works.
Was it that there or the Laugh at? There was some other one
There
that
was
closed down.
another
I know
one
what you're
that
talking-
closed down. I did the last night there, so I should know,
Yes.
but I don't remember.
I
Anyway.
know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I thought that was the Cellar, but I guess it's not.
That was that at the Tropicana?
It was in Old Vegas.
Oh, I have no idea. Who's to say?
Who's none of our
Who's to
business.
say?
It's none of our
Who's to say?
business. Anyway.
I went and I remember it was like August. It was such dry heat, but it was like I don't know who I was with or what it prompted. This is the other thing. Besides, my memory's just bad. I got to take more fish oil. I got to do something.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was like I remember going out into the desert, and it was just so. I love like the dry heat. I love the desert. They had because there's so many UFC fighters there. The health and wellness stuff there is so advanced.
Yeah.
So I'm doing like biohacking, hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I'm doing red light therapy. I was doing like I think I got Botox while I was there. You can do so many
Wellness
advanced
things,
health
yeah.
things. And I love a deal.
Yeah.
You even, I'll spend so much more if you tell me I'm getting a deal than
Totally.
if you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Or a point. You go,
Yeah.
if you do this treatment, you get points. I said, give me some points.
Yeah, give me some points,
I
bitch.
want some points. So I would
want a
go to
punch card.
Vegas.
I'll never be back, but I want a punch card that I can hold with me until the day I die. When I die, put my punch cards in the fucking urn with me. Don't cremate them.
Don't touch those punch cards. I might come back and I want those punch cards.
I'll
Give
be
me.
back.
Where's my punch card? My first
What do you
thought
mean it
upon
expired?
awakening, and I'd never actually cashed in a punch card. I've got them all over the apartment because I'll go to the massage places and I go, I did the fee in the back, please punch it.
Yeah.
And then I just want that card. I love
Right.
credit. I love
Yeah.
points and credit.
Yeah.
There's
Acknowledgement that you spent money.
acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Yes. Customer service.
You could get
loyalty.
your own hole puncher.
That's a good idea. That is a really good idea. The place I get coffee at almost every morning because it gets me to like just get out and get sun in my eyes. They don't do punch cards, but I should like start bringing one in real passive aggressive and go just for keeping track for myself. Click, click.
Yeah.
How's that?
Click, like a door guy.
You didn't drink coffee for a very long time.
Well, here's the thing. I've been like everything in my life, I go on and off. I
Yeah.
had a whole year off of caffeine, and then I
did 6 months and I felt very good.
it's great.
I felt
it's
very
the best
good.
thing ever. This
Better sleep.
I had a coffee 2 weeks ago, and somebody in my comments said it sounded like I snorted a Vyvanse and then also did meth.
And
So-
you can't snort Vyvanse, just so you know.
Yeah, and you shouldn't.
And you shouldn't.
Because
I
it'll
mean,
burn. It'll burn and
You
it won't work.
It'll burn and it won't work.
Yeah, so you can
I don't
snort
mean-
Adderall.
Not to police someone's
And
movement.
meth.
Exactly. You can snort. We've got a whole list. We got a PowerPoint in the back of the things that you can snort.
Yeah.
But Vyvanse, literally, not to promote snorting stuff in any way, but it really, truly will not work. And
Yeah,
I prescribed it. I do think I tried it like years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does nothing.
Yeah, you can't snort
Can't
it.
snort it.
So anyway, I didn't do that, but they're like, you sound like, take a breath. You sound crazy. And I was like, you're right. I do sound crazy. And then this morning, just because I had a really rough night's sleep and I had to take some sleeping pills, which I haven't been doing, especially since I got back from Europe, because I like the jet lag was like just got me back on schedule. But I had a rough one, and I was like, if I don't have a little bit of coffee, so I did half caffeine, half decaf. I have my little
great.
Nespresso.
That's like 100 milligrams.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
that
a
thing.
half and half, but it's still gonna fuck my sleep up tonight. So
It helps me concentrate is the thing.
but you have ADHD,
I
don't
do.
you? Yeah, so I don't have an excuse. I
So it
think I
doesn't
might
help you
have
concentrate?
Well, yeah, it just gives me like energy, but then I'm like kind of like a little fruit fly.
Yeah.
I'm like, energy to do what? And I have so many things to do, but there's nothing I want to do with this energy. I'm like, this energy is special.
And I hear
It
that
has
from
to
people.
go to spiral.
Yeah. I know just
to go
the
down.
thing.
Let me go circle the drain on an
Existential
issue.
dread.
Yeah. Let me go circle the drain on something that's been done.
I feel like existential dread hits more in New York a little bit because we're around so many people. So then it like pushes you almost like when I'm in New York City, I feel more like I'm safeguarding my energy. And then that makes me almost be more in my thoughts than when I'm anywhere else, if that makes any sense at all. Because there's so many people around. So then I'm kind of
Yes.
like, I retreat more.
You have to do some protective spells.
Protective spell. Seriously.
You got to do witchcraft here because there is some.
I've never done witchcraft. I get very scared of the
energy.
dark arts.
Okay, well, it's not that dark.
Okay.
I'm just. It's actually not dark at all. Witchcraft was the wrong word for it, but like I do like an energy protection.
Love that.
prayer
I love
every
that.
morning.
I love that.
Where it's
I'm a believer.
Yeah.
Just crystals, 100%.
Yeah. Praying to the archangels to like ward off any bad energies, bad spirits, anything that comes my way. If anyone's sending me bad energy, return to sender.
Yes.
And like may my day be filled with love and light. Amen. Like that kind of thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because that type of intention, I think that then it just like breeds more of that.
Yeah.
And that is a great way to start your day versus going on the phone.
Which I have been for, well, this morning I also fucked up. But for like a week, I was putting my phone in the other room.
Yeah.
I'm in a studio, but like in the kitchen. And it's so much better if you can wake up with your thoughts. They might be crazy still.
Mm-hmm, but
meditate,
they're still yours.
Journal, go to the bathroom, do your little supplements, whatever. If you can, go on a walk and then get to the phone. I have not done the walk portion of it, but like it really changes your day if you don't immediately, like, I was so activated this morning and I wanted to
Activated is exactly the word.
Yeah.
Because the second you do it, you see something.
Yeah.
Bing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm up now.
Yeah.
But
and
it's
now
not in a good way.
I'm not up in a good way.
Right.
I'm fucking angry. My demons are up. We got to get them dressed. They're going to work.
100%.
My demons need to put on
and
cute little outfits.
They've been doing push-ups. They're ready to go.
Because
they're like
been doing fucking pull-ups, chin-ups.
They haven't been called on, so this is their big moment to be like,
They've been in prison. They've been doing prison exercises.
They're ready to fuck.
Yeah.
They gotta get out.
But now me and my demons are up, and I'm like,
yes.
Ready. I got to get them ready for the day. But
they're like, we've been waiting for you to let it. If that's what it feels like sometimes, because I'll feel a little bit like of a comfort if I do go back to scrolling, because I didn't, and it almost feels like I used to feel this, not necessarily with drinking, but I used to, growing up, I was a big binge eater. I would say my first thing that I used to comfort myself was definitely food, sugar, which is apparently very common with ADD people, like dopamine seeking. But I remember like when I wouldn't do it, but I would just be like white knuckling it. Then when I would do it again, it would be like, yes, like we're fucking back.
We're fucking back.
We're
bitch.
back. Like you tried and it didn't, but I'm still here for you.
Yeah.
And I just remember I remember it really clearly actually, because I remember after my parents got divorced, my dad would kind of like we would have all these foods my mom wouldn't have. And I remember, I don't know, I'm gonna say, of course you remember Skippy peanut butter? Still around.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to put my hand in the jar late at night and be like, and I remember being like, I'm back.
The bitch is back.
The bitch is
She's
back.
covered in peanut butter, which is viscous and hard to get off your hands. But I don't even know if that's the right word.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's
I've never even
hard.
heard that word, but it feels right. It's viscous.
It's hard to get off your hands. Like you got to really.
And it's clumped up in your throat. And I remember being like,
you can't breathe.
Can't breathe. I'm like, this is how I'm going to die. Just like,
like Elvis.
Like Elvis. Just
except for he had a banana in there for some potassium.
Was he eating a banana?
It was a banana peanut butter sandwich.
You're kidding.
Banana peanut butter sandwich on the toilet.
That's hilarious. I knew he was on the toilet, but that's so funny.
Yeah.
He was. Did he cut up the freaking bananas and make himself a little sandwich?
He came. he came so hard. Yeah. No, banana peanut butter sandwich is like very.
I did not know that about
Southern,
Elvis.
I think. Yeah.
But I remember being like, like we're back, and I feel like if you start your day with the scrolling, it's like it's the comfort.
We're
of
back,
this.
but like the thing that's back is the lack of control.
Yeah.
It's like we're back in a really bad way.
We're back and it's bad.
We're back and it's toxic.
But then you have a baseline to compare it to, which is such a beautiful thing. We're going, oh, but that's not how I am all the time now. So now I know I have something that's not just my constant state. It's like there was this book I was reading. It was called, it was like something how to unfuck your brain or something. I should get
Unfuck yourself.
Was that it?
There was a book title I think called "Unfuck Yourself."
Yes,
or something.
I forget if it was.
But it was like there was "unfuck" in the title.
There was "unfuck" in the title.
Yeah.
But it was just talking like this neuroscience stuff that you hear a lot, where it's like you are not your thoughts. Like separate yourself from the emotion. But that made me be like, okay, I am not this. I am not the person. I am not the person reacting to all these things. Like I'm the person observing it, and I can choose not to. But with social media stuff, I don't know how you are with like comments. If I go and look on my YouTube and see comments like great, I love heart. But then if I go to jail for anything, it's gonna be pushing it too far in a comment fight.
Totally.
And that is really embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's really like that's I'm 40.
Because we're wounded.
Right.
And when anyone causes us additional pain,
sure,
we want to hurt them more than they hurt us.
And I feel so, because I'm like, who are you to comment and assume something out of context? they are me, because I do that too.
It's totally. And they're
I
also
do that
a
all the
person
time
on the internet who's bored with their life commenting on a stranger's post. Like, their life is way more bleak than your life. Like, if they want to sit around and comment nasty shit, like, go off, Nancy and fucking Oconomowoc, babe.
Let
like,
me have it.
Yeah.
I don't know you. I don't know if you are. I don't know what you're going through. And like me saying, like, how can you, like, whatever the thing was, I posted this video of my friend talking about how she used to put peas on the TV so it would cool down so her mom wouldn't know that they were watching TV. She was talking about it. She was 8, and she's like, my mom was a teacher, and so she'd come back from work and do that. And then people were commenting things about her mom.
Yeah.
So, because now I'm a little bit trained where I'll be like, don't respond.
Yeah.
Someone was like, your mom, like, clearly her mom was like a dumb bitch or something.
Yeah.
And I was it's like 9 a.m. So I see that and my eyes pop right open.
Yeah.
But I go, her mother, who she says is a teacher, I was like,
Yeah.
how can you make that assumption about that? And then I go, you monster, like da 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 da. And then I post it, and then I go on to the next one. But then it's like,
the return on investment isn't so high.
not so high.
It's not so high.
Return on,
it's
if
not
I
so
was
high.
an advisor,
Because here's the thing.
yeah, if we're looking at your portfolio, we go, so what's the return on investment on that?
You get nothing except for the rage that it holds in your brain
Yes,
all
ma'am.
day.
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that you stooped to the level of a fucking loser.
Of someone I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, I got kicked off of TikTok. I think it was like a year.
Okay.
And I was so pleased with this was such an embarrassing one. It was like someone commented something about how I looked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. It's TikTok. I'm putting myself out there.
Yeah.
Sure. It was like 2 a.m. Whatever. I'm making excuses for what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
So
but 2 a.m. is an hour where your brain chemistry is changed. It's
Exactly.
altered.
I'm vulnerable.
According to the circadian rhythm, you
Exactly.
should be asleep.
I should have been asleep.
Yeah.
My circadian
You're not
rhythm.
so strong right there.
It was a
2
moment
a.m.
of weakness.
Mm-hmm.
I go to this person's page, and I start commenting on how they look.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
That's
Gross.
a losing battle.
This is one, it's a losing battle. 2, what are you? It was.
Yeah.
I don't know how old this. And here's the other thing. You know, I think so much of beauty comes from within, and it's an energy vibration, and like I'm big into vibes, right? Yeah. And this was like a younger guy. So, and if someone had said this about someone, like if we were just walking by and someone said this about them, I'd be like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
But because he had done something whatever, I ripped him apart.
Right.
And okay, I don't know how else to say this. It was an easy thing to rip apart based on, you know, he had 5 foreheads.
Okay.
Maybe 15 to 20. And if if someone else says that is a beautiful, I never want to body shame anybody in any way.
Right. Which is something he's been getting his whole life.
Yes.
So you hit him right on the head. You hit him square in the dome.
It was hard to miss. I was going for the stomach, but it was right there. Yeah. But I started going on his thing, making fun of him and all this stuff. And then I got shadow banned. Mm-hmm. And my girlfriend was like, you worked so hard on building, because there was like 6 months where I was really selling tickets for TikTok.
Yeah.
She was like, you spent so much time and you worked so hard in this. And I was like, I don't care. I'm sick of people saying this and that. And then I think it was like 9 months later, I had this general meeting with someone from TikTok. And I mentioned, I was like, I've actually been shadow banned. And she was like, oh, like, why? And I was like, and then I told her what I said, and she was like, that'll do it. And I was like, I deserved it.
Yeah.
And that I had to be like, when I like looked back at it, and I had this friend of mine, Andrew, he hit me up. He was like, hey, I don't know how I came across this thread. He was like, I saw this person commented on your thing, and whatever reason I clicked on his thing, and he like screen grabbed. He was like, this person has like one comment from his mom, and then there's you under it, just boom. Yeah. And he was like, this is bad, Emma.
Yeah.
And he's my friend, but I was so embarrassed that even he saw that.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, LOL.
Yeah.
And I was like,
reel it in, girl.
Reel it in. It's embarrassing. It doesn't look good. That's a low vibration activity.
But you know what? We can't always be high vibes. And here's what I'm saying. Like everyone's like, you just take the high road. I get dizzy up there sometimes. I get vertigo. I don't want to be on the high road.
I love that.
I don't want to be on the high road. I just don't.
I'm dizzy on the high road.
I'm getting nosebleeds up here. I got to get down off the horse.
How about I'm lonely?
Let me get in the fucking mud for a second. Let me get shadow banned. Let me ruin my own career to make fun of a guy.
On the high road. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Did you read that somewhere? Is that an original one?
No,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Should I use that in my
That's
set?
funny. Yeah. That's funny. I get dizzy on the high road.
Yeah.
It is
fucking
getting a nosebleed up here.
Like, everyone's like, rise above it. I'm like, I kind of feel like, did you ever see that clip of Cardi B when she's doing like this healing
I'll
thing?
take him to hell.
Yeah. She's like, well, wish him well. In hell, motherfucker.
I love Cardi B.
I love her. And I feel like she's so genuine.
She's so real.
With how, like, stick it to him, fuck you she is. And I'm like, I actually don't think she feels bad about it. Because, like, you know what we were just saying? Like, we were like, stick it to him and then we feel bad afterwards. Yes. I don't think
she
Cardi
lets it roll off.
I think Cardi just fucking shoots
from
the hip.
Because if you can do that, I mean, I
think her life has just set her up to be that kind of person.
Right.
Where, like, she's had so much shit.
Hardened.
And
perspective on it. And, and, you know, what, another thing I think, it's like, and I mean, I can't speak for her, but it's like, I think once you have kids, that's like instant perspective too.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I don't have the time. I mean, maybe I have the time to comment and say these things, but then it's like, you don't necessarily have the same amount of time to dwell.
Right.
I babysat for 2 days last week.
Yeah.
And it's changed my whole personality.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, when you have kids.
Yeah. When you have kids, you don't have time to ruminate about the past.
I literally, for those 2 days, because I have 2 nieces and a nephew, and I was watching the 3-year-old for, let's say, 6 hours on Monday and 5 hours on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And I've never spent that much time with a 3-year-old alone. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I was like, oh my God. I mean, I'm so impressed by parents, and it's such an amazing thing to do. But that's like instant perspective. So she's got 3 kids.
Yeah.
4 kids. So it's like, you're not going to be sitting.
So we need to have kids.
I've tiny bit been thinking about it, but also so scared of that too.
No, like, it's obviously terrifying, but like, I guess we've tried everything else to get out of our heads.
What could go wrong?
So this is actually what my dad said
telling my
to
therapist.
Me. Yeah.
I need a baby. What could ever go wrong? I was thinking of getting a baby to fix me.
Yeah. A lot of people do it.
They do. And I would not want to do it for that reason.
No, of course not.
For sure. Dizzy on the high road. I'm losing oxygen up here.
No, I was talking to my dad about this. So my dad and my mom went through like a hellfire acid bath of a divorce.
Same
like
with my
8
parents.
years. Like, it was so fucking
It was about
gnarly.
7 years in and out of court.
Yes,
so much
yes.
guardian ad litem.
Yeah, same.
Like, I had all these like appointed things.
Yes, you had to like go to court and like stand trial and like.
I
was like,
never ended up going. Did you go into court?
I went into court and they put me on the stand, and then
oh my God,
someone interfered.
I'm so sorry.
Someone interfered. They're
Good.
like, no.
I'm so sorry.
They're like, this child cannot be up here.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
They ended up, we never got to that point where we went into court to testify, but it was like just an insane legal battle. But I know for me with my parents, they were doing it at each other. I mean, it has nothing to do with us. We're kids.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 years old, that is so, you were a baby.
Yeah.
You're literally a baby trying to then process and understand adults. And I feel like that made me see the complexities of people from such a young age. Because I was like, how can someone be like my dad, who I like love so much and do such wonderful things too, but then also be terrible in the same regard?
Right.
And that doesn't mean they're all good or all bad, but it's
Right.
like from a young age. Because to be put on, even potentially on the stand at 8 years old,
Yeah.
and then you need to like trust these people, and
yeah,
it's
no,
a lot.
it was bad. I mean, it made me learn quickly how people operate, though, because I was
Right.
like, my mom was like bribing me to testify against my dad. It was like
I'm sorry.
this like wicked manipulative thing. But anyway, the point of that is like when I was talking to my dad about, you know, I struggle with depression and like the loneliness and
Sure.
like whatever we all struggle with, and I have this passion that I'm working toward, but it does not take up all the hours of my day.
Right.
I was talking to my dad, and he's like, you know, if you would have just had a kid, you wouldn't have had time to think about all this. He's like, because when I was going through that fucking horrible divorce and he like lost all of his houses and didn't have a place to live, he was literally like squatting in one of my mom's spec houses, sleeping in a
So
fucking
she took him to the
closet.
cleaner?
Yeah, she took him to the fucking cleaners. But he's like, I didn't even have time to be
Right.
depressed because I had to figure out how to survive.
and you have to take care of you.
And you have to take care of the kids. And I'm like, that's why. And I don't think it's necessarily a good thing, but I think that's why our parents' generation never dealt with their own shit, because they all had kids so young. And when you have kids, you just have to focus on the kids if you're a good parent.
People are having kids later and later and later and later, especially in cities like New York, or like
Yeah,
I feel like the
LA,
more like
yeah.
urban, like people are having, you know, we're defying medical stuff. I mean, it's truly, because like when I go back to, like, I'm from a small town in Maine, back in Maine, like, sure, there's people I went to high school with that probably had kids at like 23, 24, 25. Me at 23, 24, 25.
I was ass up in a fucking bag of coke. Like I was not on the high road. I was on the back roads with the drug dealer.
I was on the back roads, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, and I had no cons. And when I look back at it, I'm like, 23 to me, that is so. It's almost like any age that's like at least 6 years younger than me now. I'm like, oh, your brain's not even formed. Like, you're a baby.
You want some Gerber?
Because it truly
feels
feels
some mashed carrots.
Yeah, and they're like, get away from
25.
me. Yeah. You're coming to me for advice about something. I'm a paralegal. And you're like, what? But it's like, I just had no, I couldn't, but now, 40, okay. I have thought of, I don't know, because I wouldn't be ready to have, I wouldn't even know how to feel like necessarily ready to have kids. Is this something you seriously are considering maybe?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I froze my eggs.
Good for you.
And then, it's like I got divorced. I was single for 3 years. I was in a relationship for a year where it was like, it was a conversation, but one of like down the road,
Right.
like when we're both ready, and he wouldn't have been ready for a while. And I also, I didn't really see it with him. And I think, I just, and now it's just not a priority. Like I got billed for my eggs. You get billed annually $1,000 to freeze them. And I'm like,
oh, these old things. So I want to keep renewing the subscription.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just want to throw them in the fucking trash. Like, I want to keep them because I want to keep the option open, and who knows.
Yes.
But like, I do think women are fertile into their 40s. I think it's kind of like a lie of science that you're not.
I think it's almost like worst case scenario.
Yeah.
My mom had me, I think, at 42.
Yeah.
I think.
Naturally too.
Naturally, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of a little bit of a lie of science. There are definitely women who fall into the category of like, unfortunately, they're fucking 36 and they can't have a kid. And that's like so fucking heartbreaking, because usually those are the ones that want them the most.
Absolutely.
And I also think in order to be a parent, you should, like, how some people are born and they're like, I was born to be a mom.
Totally. And I'm like, what a blessing to have that clarity.
Yeah. Because I've
genuinely
never had that.
Me neither.
Like I never.
About anything almost, actually.
No, like when I was like playing with dolls, and like my sister's dolls would have like a family. Mine was like a single Barbie doll in like a fucking penthouse. Just fucking Ken.
You're like having it twerk and you don't even know what it is. Yeah.
Just sending Ken in the fucking
cigarettes.
dream Jeep to go get me a pack of Marblites. Ken, go get me some Marblites.
I actually used to make my Barbies and like Ken dolls like have sex too.
Yeah.
And my parents would be like,
did.
stop banging them together. And
and then you just grab two Barbies.
Yeah. And they're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
All right. The writing's on the wall.
I kind of remember actually doing stuff like that. Because I'm like, what if we played house?
Well,
but
I think there's just something angry about dolls in general, where you do things to them that you're like, I don't know. There's some sort of weird experimentation that kids have with dolls that's like a little, probably should be studied.
Yeah. That made me think of, I remember my dad like at some benefit thing, he like bet on this like China doll, and it was lifelike for me at the time because I was like a kid.
Yeah.
But I remember I would like go like kiss it.
Yeah.
Which is so weird. Like I remember I would like sneak up and like kind of like kiss this China doll. I hope that's hidden away, that thing.
Sneaking a smooch.
Yeah. And I would like, it's weird. It's real. But I remember being like really young and doing that.
Yeah.
But my sister always knew she wanted to have kids.
Yeah.
She was always like, I want to have kids. And now she's got 3 kids. And I'm like,
how is it? Did you ask her?
Having 3 kids is tough.
Too many. It's about too many.
It's about
3 too many.
When they had the other one, I noticed that seemed to just make them so tired.
Yeah.
But they're happy too.
Yeah, of course.
Talk about having no time to. I mean, it's chaos.
You just don't get time to yourself until they're out of the house, and then
that scares me.
sometimes they don't leave the house.
Sometimes they don't leave the house. Sometimes they don't leave the house. They stay in the house. Then they do leave in the house, and they hate you.
And then they stay in the house, they leave, and then they fucking come back.
Right.
That was never an option. My dad was like, goodbye.
You have to go.
Goodbye.
My mom would have let me continue to go back to her. Like I lived at her. She's a condo in Cambridge.
No.
But she was gone a lot.
Yeah.
And it babied me because it was kind of like I had access to this really cool condo. Mm-hmm. And I used that for years. Like it would be like while I was in college, and she would always be gone, and I would have people over to my mom's.
Yeah.
And I would have like little parties there, and it was really fun. And it was like this really great condo.
Yeah.
But then as I was turning like 24, 25, people started being like, where's your mom?
Yeah.
Like people started being like,
you're like, I killed her for the condo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's in the closet. She's tied up.
In the basement.
But it made
she's chained to the freezer in the basement.
My poor mom.
Oh.
She's a real character of a human being.
Yeah.
But she would be just let me have access to it, and I could have stayed back. I mean,
yeah. But that's different than her being there. You know,
true,
like there's
true,
a lot of
true.
It's the one thing if you have multiple properties and you let a kid
Yes,
live in one. That's
and I
fine.
didn't live with her growing up.
Yeah.
I lived with my dad. So
okay,
the way they
interesting.
did their custody was I lived with my dad,
Was it?
my sister lived with my mom, and then my brother lived with his mom. So my sister and I are not close. Like we were complete, which I know in retrospect is not normal.
Yeah.
And maybe not a healthy way to do things, but it was 100% about them being mad at each other.
Yeah,
and being
yeah.
like, I get one, well then you get one.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay. I have a new segment on the podcast that I
Please.
want to do that I'm so excited to do with you. It's called What's Wrong With You? And I want to hear a few different perspectives of what you think is wrong with you.
Okay.
What your therapist would say is wrong with you.
Ooh.
And then what your friends or loved ones would say is
Okay.
wrong with you. So start wherever you want.
I think what my therapist, Barbara, would say.
Babs. Let's get her on the phone.
Babs. I really like her. She's 76.
Oh, that's a good age
She's
for a therapist.
And she's,
although,
I know. Well,
don't get too
this.
attached.
Well, so she's 76. She didn't bill me for a year.
Okay, good.
And I was like, Barbara, you need to bill me.
Yeah.
I was like, you have to bill me, please.
Yeah.
And she's 76. I'm not making this up. Her friend, I swear her name was Dolores, did her billing and she passed away, RIP. So she says, I don't know.
And we wish her well.
We wish her well. She says, I don't know how to do the billing. Dolores is dead. What am I going to say to that? I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. No, you never have to bill me again. But then cut to, she bills me for a full year.
Right. That's a nightmare. It was like $3,000.
More.
Yeah.
So now I'm like in a tizzy. I'm stressed about it. So that's like damper therapy a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think what she would say
Ask
is,
her if she has layaway.
well, that's the thing, because also she's
lay it
76.
away. Yeah, lay it away.
So I couldn't help but be like,
can we do a payment plan?
can we do a payment plan? She has health problems.
Mm-hmm.
But
Klarna. Do a little Klarna.
What's Klarna?
Klarna is like, you know how when you're going to check out on things now, if you can't afford the whole thing, you literally can do like layaway. It's a horrible.
Oh, really?
It's a horrible thing.
Oh,
It's like middle America's sinking themselves into debt with
and then
it.
they tax you with it.
It's taxed, and it's like you can pay $400 now, or you
Yeah.
can pay $20 for the next 12 months. It's not good.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
That's how they
Anyway,
get
what
you.
would Babs say is wrong
So
with
what
you?
Babs would say is, I fixate and obsess about the wrong things.
Okay.
So, for example, like it would be for a long time, I was like really ruminating on, I would have the same, it doesn't necessarily matter what the problem is, but if it's a problem that you don't take any action about, it goes, okay, is this about this actual thing, or are you just comfortable beating yourself up about the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of writing or listening to recordings or doing something I need to do for my professional career, organizing my mailing list, whatever, instead of that, I'll become very hyper-fixated on wellness stuff. That's what it's been recently. So she's like, you aren't just doing an average amount of wellness stuff, you're obsessed with all of these things. And like, what is that feeling? So I would say, she would say, my focus is on the wrong things.
Okay.
What I would say my problems are, well, I have stomach problems, PMDD, TMJ, and ADHD. And I'm thinking they're connected.
Ooh.
I don't know what and how, but I think something's amiss nervous system wise.
PMDD is a hell I wish on no one, and I had
I
that
know.
before I got my UTI.
Your UTI?
Or not my UTI.
Oh.
Before I got back, before I got chlamydia.
Before I got I said, well, I've never heard of
no,
it.
IUDs.
So I got one too, and it fixed me.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful.
Yes.
I can't believe it, because I know.
It's like, I mean, I was
same.
for 7 days a month, like, I'm going to blow my brains out. I'm going to blow
Me
my
too.
brains out. I'm going to blow my brains out. I hate myself. Everyone hates me. I'm not good at my job. Everyone, blah, blah, blah. Like the meanest things.
And it's so hard to pinpoint.
Yeah.
Because I remember getting extremely depressed, and then I go, I have depression. And then I remember it took me so many years to start like actually tracking it, where I'm like, wait a minute, this is something
it's like
else.
very severe at a certain time of the month. Yeah.
Very severe. And then you get your period, and it's like within a day you feel better.
Yeah.
And I was not clocking that.
Yeah.
And so then when I did, I remember being like, oh my, this is me.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people haven't heard about it.
Right.
It's a whole
and
thing.
that's the thing. They're like women's health.
You get depressed around your period.
Yeah.
So does the whole ball and chain. You're like, this is, because it would be.
No, this is life altering.
It's life altering. I felt like I would like undo progress I made in those 7 days every month.
Yeah.
So I think.
Okay. So explain how you think they're all connected.
I think it's some type of nervous system problem.
Okay.
I haven't figured it out yet.
Of course.
But.
Obviously.
I wish I had.
Yeah.
But I also think another one of my problems is maybe these problems have then made me a little bit of a hypochondriac.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm like tracking everything. I have a life alert now, Brittany.
Oh, I got a DNR.
What's that?
Do not resuscitate.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. When I was super depressed, I got a DNR bracelet.
Oh my God.
Which are like literally for elderly people.
Yeah, I've never
and
even
I just
heard
like
of
bought
that.
it and I was like, I should just wear this.
I mean, that's actually really funny.
It's funny. Like,
it's funny.
I'm just like choking slightly at a restaurant. I'm like, don't.
Waving it around.
Yeah.
You trip and you're like,
do not resuscitate.
I've never heard. I didn't even know you could have those.
Yeah, DNRs.
This one is supposed to, like, you scan it and it just like connects to my pulmonologist.
Yeah.
But so I think that I have become a little bit of a hypochondriac. I'd say I'm also neurotic. I think I have a rejection sensitivity, ADHD, and I have a hard time with and sometimes I can be awkward. I don't think so, but my girlfriend's pointed out she thinks that I can be a little awkward.
In what way?
She says in social settings, because she's like, you're around comedians and then people in recovery all the time and you're not hanging out with enough normal people anymore. Okay. And she's like, and I think that that's making it so in some party situations you're awkward. And I'm like, I swear to God, I used to not be awkward.
Yeah, you're like, I swear to God, I'm fucking cool at parties.
And I go, I got best personality in high school. And she goes, you bring that up way too. Yes.
That's so funny.
Yes,
I was like the most hated person in my high school.
Really?
Hated.
But I went to a tiny high school in rural Maine. It was
I went to a tiny high school too, and everyone hated me.
Why?
Because I was hot and their boyfriends wanted to fuck me.
Exactly. They were hating.
They were fucking.
Versus me, who on the other end, I'm closeted and like silly.
Yeah, and
so
a little zany.
She's got
something going on. She's got a little something. Yeah.
So I was like, but Lexi's like, you bring that up way too much for someone that's like a well-adjusted adult. She's like, you're 40 now. You got to stop bringing up. And I go,
the high school thing. Yeah, you do have to stop bringing that up.
I know.
That's like my ex-stepmom, who was like a raging alcoholic. She would always say, I lost prom queen by one vote and I voted for the other girl. And I was like,
oh, that is a good story though.
56.
But yeah, right.
Also you're like trying to validate how cool you are and then also tell people like what a good person you are. But like, it's not even a real story.
We gotta move on from it.
Like,
yeah.
I think you lost prom queen.
Yes, totally.
I don't think you lost by one vote and voted for the other person.
Right. How would you know? They're not gonna fill her in on that. But I would say those are what I think my problems are. Okay. And then what I would say loved ones would say, I would say probably like a follow through thing. Yeah. I just have like a really clear thing of my mom being like, you're very sweet, but you don't always do what you say you're going to do. And that's true.
Does that come up for you in relationships also? Where like you say and you mean well, but then you just can't follow through on the actions?
Now it doesn't really. Yeah. But I think definitely. But also with relationships, I feel like your relationships like your romantic relationships, and I guess friends one too, most clearly reflect your relationship with yourself. Mm-hmm. So where the worst of me would come out usually would actually be romantic relationships, in that I would put on such a show at the beginning to try to win someone over, but I didn't know myself well enough to know who I was, what I wanted, or if we were even a good fit. Right. So then I would spend so much time doing that then it would crash and burn because I wasn't honest in the beginning. Yeah. So I was been in some relationships with some great people, and then also some ones that, who am I to say who's great and not great, but in my experience weren't great. But it's like, I was with some wonderful people that I was terrible to. And I still feel really bad. But I try to look back at that as like, you were a sick person. Yeah. What's that saying?
You're also learning.
And you're learning. You're a sick person you're not a bad person. You're a sick person trying to get well. Have you heard that one?
Sure.
I remember someone said that once and I went, yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one because it excuses all my bad behavior.
Exactly. I go, whoa, say it again. Say it again.
Did you put on your bracelet?
Yeah.
Like, I am sick. Can you add that on there?
I was thinking of literally.
You scan it just comes up bad person sometimes.
I was thinking I should put hypochondriac on it just as like a joke, just in case. Because what I have in here, bronchiectasis, is a lung thing that is not threatening at all. So it's like, I don't even know what they would do with that information. Right. They're just like, okay. Sure. Just like I say my zodiac sign. Yeah. But I would say those are what people would say about me. Have you already said yours?
No, it's a brand new segment.
Okay,
I just started it today. God, what isn't wrong with me? What would I say is wrong with me? I have OCD thinking, which is a hell I wish on no one.
So that's so interesting because I don't, but I actually get along really well with people that do, and I wonder why that is. That's like
honestly
a theme in people I've been friends with and stuff.
You might be a good companion for us because you your ADHD distracts us.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Because like we would like to talk about the same thing over and over again and like just beat it into the fucking ground. And you're like when I have conversations with you, halfway through a conversation, you'll jump to a different topic that you just got inspired by, and then I'll go with you, and then you'll go somewhere else.
Oh, I appreciate that because I don't realize I'm doing it, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, no. I like it because you just like you jump in, and then you're like, oh no, I like that, and then I follow that, and then I go there, and then I completely forgot that I wanted to talk about something that was like damaging my soul. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So
with OCD, it'd be like you would just be like on a loop.
Yeah,
that's tough.
It's a hamster wheel.
It's kind of the opposite of ADD in a lot of ways.
It's a hell I wish on no one. And it's interesting too because like it really shows up for me in rumination.
Yeah.
Like when I'll get out of a situation, whether it's a job or a relationship or whatever it is, I can get out of the situation, and then you know how like sometimes in the beginning of a relationship you have like rose-colored glasses? Course. I don't have those ever in the relationship. I always see everything very clearly for what it is. But then when I get out of the relationship or when I get out of the job, I look back and I like make it into a fairy tale that it never was, which is why journaling for me is so important. Because I can look back and be like day by day, like I hate this job. It's sucking the will to live out of my body. I hate being on the road. I hate this man. I'm not getting, I don't hate anyone or anything. It's just
I know
like,
exactly
you know what I mean? Like I'm not getting along with this person. I don't like the way this person's acting. And I'll do it with friendships too, where I get out of the friendship and I'm like, oh, were they that bad? You know, did I have to cut them off? Did I have to do that? And like, I'll look back and then I'll just go on like, and then I'll just go like information seeking about like how now their life is so much better without me in it. And
that's
like,
tricky.
It's just like,
but documenting what you're feeling in the moment so you can't romanticize it does sound positive.
It's great. I mean, I was looking at my journals yesterday and I was like, oh, I'm good.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
I think that's, I mean, I know it's definitely different for someone with OCD because it's going to be more pronounced to an extreme. Yeah. But I do know there is like part of the human condition where you look back on stuff and the romanticizing it. And I think there's a word for that, but it's like some cognition thing where then it's like, it gets really tricky. Yeah. It gets very like...
Yeah, it just is like you lose sight of the truth. And like that's why it's so important that I've had the same therapist for 10 years. Because she can remind me how I was in the moment, how I felt. The therapist, the journals, all of those things are really important.
That's true.
For
Barbara
me.
does that too. You're right.
Yeah. And then the other thing that's wrong with me is when people do me wrong, I speak about it truthfully and publicly. And... they get very hurt and offended by that. And it's tough for me because I'm like, if you don't want me to talk shit about you, then don't do horrible shit to me.
Like Taylor Swift said.
Yeah. I like actually am really starting to understand Taylor Swift in her like villain era.
Totally.
Like when she was just like, I guess I'm the fucking problem. Because that's how I feel. I was like, I guess I'm the fucking problem. If like I'm all you guys can talk about, even though you guys fucked me over, you did this to me, you did that to me, I talked about it, so now I'm the problem. Like,
I think it's a balance too, because we'll say that's tough too, because it's like maybe it gets tricky if someone doesn't have a platform then to respond on. So there's the power imbalance there. That's tricky. But also then that's kind of like we're zooming in here because it's like, right, but then I created this. So if that's something you really want to do, you could create that too. And would you say I'm an external processor? Are you an external processor?
What does that mean?
It means like you process things like through speaking them out.
Yeah. And I also am just like, it's the podcast makes it tough.
Right.
Because like every week it's about my life. And I'm just like, well, this is what's going on in my life. And I'm also the world's worst liar. So if I were to try and be like, everything's fine.
I bet if you said that, oh my God, I would report it. Yeah, if all of a sudden you do that, I go, oh boy, wait a minute, something's really going.
You're like, she's in a full-fledged lawsuit.
Everything's good.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I mean, you've listened to the podcast. You know, I'm like, this is the worst. It's all bad.
Life. That's what helps you. People like relate to stuff,
right? And I'm just like, I also don't want to be a dishonest person. I also don't
feel like you're cruel. Obviously, I'm biased towards you, but I don't ever feel like you're
I've been cruel. I've been ruthless is what I've been. I've been ruthless with the truth.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like
that's different from being ruthless with something that you want to be the truth.
Right.
And so you're like, this would serve my narrative better, so then I'm going to be ruthless about it. That's different than
I'm ruthless with the truth, but people have done some fucked up shit to me and they've caught wind of me talking shit about it. And that is something that's wrong with me and something I do have to look at, because if I want people in my life,
Yeah,
I
that's
have
true.
to knock it off.
And the balance of everybody makes mistakes. So it's like, okay, we have to figure out what's the amount, and I think it's a lot of learning, just using I statements, like when I think back on like, okay, adults that wronged me as a kid.
Yeah.
So then maybe I'm hyper vigilant about if I sense that that's happening again, I'm like, oh no, I got to get away from that. But then the balance of being like, wait, but everyone makes mistakes. And you learn that so much in like relationships and friendships, and be like, okay, we're all going to have our stuff. So what am I willing
Right. And it's also like in my adult relationships and friendships, I have made mistakes.
Exactly.
And if people were to go on their fucking podcast and be like, she did da da da. Here's the thing about when I make mistakes, I know pretty quickly and I apologize very quickly and I take accountability. I think if any of the people that had wronged me in just this calendar year had taken
this calendar year alone,
if anyone had taken any responsibility, I would have been a lot chiller.
I'm telling, self-awareness and an apology to me, I can pretty much forgive
anything.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally, if someone goes, hey, you know what, the reason I did this was, when I was a kid, whatever.
Yeah,
got it.
A real apology. Yeah.
Almost to a fault.
Yeah.
But like truly. So
same.
That makes sense.
An apology is worth more than anything to me.
So is it really a fault then that you do that? Or is it just a negative?
I just think it's a negative
It's causing
pattern.
more harm than good?
It's causing more spiritual harm.
I see.
Because it's like, it's that thing we were talking about earlier where I'm like, I gotcha.
Right.
I gotcha and I'm telling the truth and I'm da-da-da-da-da. But I'm just like, to what end?
Yeah. You're like, I don't want to be alone in a corner.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Because there's got to be a balance with that, because it is an important thing to do too, to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
But I see exactly what you mean, because it's like,
there's a balance.
There's a balance.
And the balance is me just getting lawyers. I'll just get the lawyers. I'll let the lawyers handle everything. And I don't need to say a fucking word.
I'll offset it to them.
Yeah.
And then and then trusting them to not because that's a tough thing when you have to fight so hard to speak for yourself too. Then being like having people speak on your behalf. Yeah. That's a trick. That's like something, that's like an exercise, when you start working with like, people in your life and they're speaking for you, being like, okay, I'm going to trust you.
Yeah, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you to do your job. What my therapist would say is wrong with me is clinical depression.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think that I always wondered this, like, I know I felt depressed when I was a kid, but it's like, that would make a lot of sense. It was just chaos. Mm-hmm. But I also do think I know clinical depression runs in my family too. Do you think yours is biological or socialized or do you think
I think it's a combination of everything, but I think it really showed up when I quit drinking, because when I was drinking, I was self-medicating and it was working. Totally relate. And so it's interesting. It's a family disease.
Yes.
The alcoholism is a family disease, and so is the depression. And I, don't want to speak too much on this because it's someone else's situation, but I was home recently and a family member was really struggling and they had just quit drinking a year ago. And I was like, this is a family disease. And like this depression is why we engage in the disease as hard as we do. So you taking a step back from the alcohol is fine, but now you have to look at the parts of you that were injured enough to drink yourself into a blackout every weekend.
Exactly. It's not the drinking, it's the thinking. That is like such a thing where you're like, oh, when you get down to like they call in the community like causes and conditions, and you go, damn, true. And depression is no joke, because I used to be like so set on when I would be depressed, I would get so, I think I would be so, it was so hard. I was kicking and screaming to admit that I had like a clinical depression, because I would say, and it would especially be around the PMDD help me realize it, because it was very like clockwork. But I would go, when I'm depressed, the shit's going down when you say this, when I'm depressed, I see things clearly. Yeah. I go, this depression's allowing me to see that this is a dumpster fire and that's not working out. And it's like, right, but it shouldn't be debilitating. Right. It should be, everyone feels sad, but then, like, like if you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't have clinical depression and you see how they feel when they're sad versus how I would react to it if I was in a depressive state. Right. It's just remembering to take those goddamn Wellbutrin pills. I know. Oh, do I forget?
Lexapro. I'm titrating down on the Lexapro right now.
I think I used to take that a while ago. Is that anxiety or depression?
It's both.
Okay.
But I'm titrating down.
Oh, I think I saw you say something about that. You go down to 5 milligrams. Yeah. Yes.
But my God, I've never had one of the side effects, which is crazy, is horrible anxiety. And it only lasts for 2 weeks. But it's like, I feel like I have anxiety shooting out of my fingertips. It's like going up the back of my neck. Like it's the worst. It's one of the worst side effects I've ever had.
When you titrate down, that's what it is?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. it's just my body was used to the 10 milligrams.
Right.
So that's another sign of how sensitive I was to the drug, because like 10 milligrams is technically the entry level dose. And I was on 5 milligrams for a year and it was working. I went up to 10 when I moved to Palm Beach and my life got very challenging. And then I was only in Palm Beach for 3 months and I thought I could come right back down. And it's been like dizziness and like anxiety and insomnia, and I'm like, oh, this is no bueno.
What these pills actually do too, because I've been on Zoloft for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And then I forgot to take it and I was like, I just won't get it refilled.
Yeah.
And then fine, not fine. I know. But, and then then it made me be like, damn, when I went on this stuff, I had no idea how powerful these things were. But also I went on it for a reason. And
and it worked.
And it does work.
And it works. That's
I don't
the
want to
thing.
rock
It's
the boat, I guess.
It works. Like for me, I don't see a version of myself getting off of it completely. I want to stay on it because I remember myself before it, and I was in a dark place, like a very dark place.
So clinical depression. I wish they got to find a way to reframe it where it's like it's not something wrong. I guess it is something wrong, but it's like it's not something you can help. So like,
yeah, I mean that is how it's framed.
Right.
You can't help it. It's it's a chemical lack of serotonin in the brain. It's like another thing that causes, another disease that's caused by that is like Parkinson's. Nobody's like, telling
I didn't know
Michael
that about.
J.
That's
Fox
interesting.
to walk it off.
Right. Walk it off.
Walk it off.
Walk it off. This fucking guy.
Yeah, this fucking guy.
Parkinson's runs in my family. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's maybe it's lack of serotonin or dopamine. I'll have to fact check that one.
Same with twitchy leg, because I used to get twitchy leg, and then when I started like at night, my leg restless leg syndrome, stanky leg. Some would call it the cool version. The nerd version is like I get twitchy leg.
Yeah.
So when I started my Zoloft, then that just went away, and they said, oh yeah, it's because the serotonin and dopamine regulation and all that.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, you've been amazing. Do you want to tell everyone where they can follow you?
Yes, please. I'm on Instagram. I'm at Instagram. You know about that
It's
one? You don't know about that one? It's a Instagram.
Instagram.
I wish. How refreshing would that be? Please. Everything's like in big font. And it's just like fun.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram at Emma Willman.
Amazing. I love you.
I love you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.